I am, as of today on Dark Dealings, this episode unedited, as raw as possible, predicting the end of the United States as we know it.
Perfect.
I am here to address all the questions I've been receiving lately about the future of the United States of America. One that I have predicted for decades will no longer exist in the way that we know. It will no longer be the United States with 50 states. It's done. And I think it's done very soon. I think we're on the threshold of that time period. I think the beginning examples of what I foresee, the little bits of information, little bits of evidence that what I have as a premonition, as what I have as a prophecy, is coming true. And it's difficult. This is the end of the United States as we know it. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying that, but I just want to be clear. Daily now, 10, 15, 20 questions a day am I sent through text and email and messenger and through Instagram, asking me about my forward vision in the United States. There's this quality where I wanted to believe the premonition was a dream, that it was just the product of an overconsumption of apocalyptic movies and books. There's always that possibility, but I take a premonition and analyze it for how real it can be. Stick with me and listen to what I've foreseen, and I'll tell you how we must probably get there. So for decades, I've been having this dream that three factions fight over what is the United States. I remember in the dream walking across a field overlooking a river or bay and knowing I was looking into New York, what looked like very rural, agricultural New York, and watching in the distance as bombs began to drop. Also remember in the dream driving in a panic with my oldest son, Liam, and feeling as if we've safely tucked away the rest of the family. We went through several checkpoints and saw so many people fighting. And it felt as if we were trying to make our way into the United States. I'm from South Carolina originally, so it felt like it was most probably a trip from New York to South Carolina. What we saw along the way was three groups fighting. We saw people clad in black helmets, black face masks, blue, gray, and black camouflage, with no markings that identified what nation they belonged to. My intuition within the dream, within the premonition, was that they were American. And then there was a group that appeared to be in what I expect U.S. military fatigues look like, what I know them to look like from military operations such as Afghanistan and Iraq. The difference was that these soldiers in military fatigues wore the United States flag upside down. It was turned upside down. Alongside them, in concert with them, was what I would consider a citizen army, a group of rebels, a group of resistors, They were clad in what I would expect you could get at any type of sporting store. They were pretty ragtag. What I felt within the premonition, I have to go with often the impression it left me with, is that the states were divided and that a vast number of states, upwards of 20, had seceded from the United States. There have been years where I felt like, well, that's just a dream. And I guess about 10 years ago, I thought, well, maybe we're getting closer to this becoming a reality. And then that 10 years passed, and I thought, well, gosh, it's just got to be a dream. And then more recently, I have started to feel that, oh, we're getting close. And that's intuition. Intuition is the feeling for something that's yet to occur. And I believe we're at the point where these states will feel as if they're forced to secede. Now, for the longest, I thought it was red states would secede at the appointment of blue state, someone from the blue states being the leader, a Democrat becoming the leader. I thought, well, the red states might just pull out. And then more recently, obviously, it appears that the blue states may be the ones who are like, we're done with this, gorgeous U.S. experiment. I do know from further bits of prophecy, further bits of premonition, that whoever pulls out, whoever decides they're no longer part of the current United States, that they attempt to return to the U.S. to constitutional values. And they uphold the idea that the three branches of government are co-equal branches. That is a fail-safe in the Constitution. It has been said, I can't remember by whom, might be James Madison, that it's in place to prevent the actions of an ambitious person. And so it's difficult. It's difficult for me to share these things. What would I rather happen? I would rather the U.S. continue to be the U.S. and continue to be the 50 states that I know and love. But I feel like this is where we are. So how will it begin? Again, I believe that there'll be such a disagreement between the existing leader of the United States and these, I don't want to call them minority states, opposition states. What you'll begin to see is those states withholding any federal funding. They'll no longer send money to the United States of America on a federal level. They'll withhold that, and they'll hold on to it on a state-by-state level. If indeed it's the blue states this time, and if I'm right that this is happening in the next few months, I could see, well, one, that those blue states become the second largest economy in the world. And I can't imagine the existing leader of the United States would want them to depart. And so I think that begins the whole battle, the whole war that I see. I don't want any of this to happen. I don't say this to delight anybody. I don't say this because I want to see the end of the United States, or that it's not coming from a place where it's vast partisanship. I just wanted to share my prophecy because so many of you who have gotten readings from me, or trust me as that psychic medium, or saw me on Knock Knock Ghost, or Ghost Hunters of the Grand River, or Hero on Dark Dealings, or on Real Hauntings, know that what I do, I take seriously, and I pride myself in great accuracy. I have publicly called the elections of 4 of the last 5. I chose last time not to call the election. I just stepped back. I got so much hate in 2020 when I correctly predicted that, was told that I wasn't a true prophet, and all the stuff that I really don't care to hear. Like, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to say, hey, I was wrong about this, guys. But when you're wrong, I expect the same damn thing. So I won't take any of your abuse down in the comments. I'm going to leave them on. I don't want to hear your political talking points on either side. I don't want to hear it. Just give me your thoughts or premonitions or your feelings about where things are going in the United States. I'm not talking about Canada. I'm talking about in the US. If you're the least bit intuitive, if you have any degree of premonition, if you've had dreams, share them and we'll discuss them. I won't accept attacks. I won't accept, again, either side's political talking points. This is about prophecy, and this is about the fulfillment of prophecy. And this is one that's serious and could involve the lives of many, many people. And personally, it's one that I would love to be able to say we can steer clear from. Not every damn thing is set in stone. Not everything is destined to happen. I see premonition and prediction as a choose your own adventure book with 5 or 6 different conclusions. And so we do have some flexibility on where we end up. But I am, as of today on Dark Dealings, this episode unedited, as raw as possible, predicting the end of the United States as we know it, predicting a separation of as many as 20 states from the rest of the United States, and I'm predicting military operations within the United States occurring in a fight, I presume, to reel in those states. It's a big prediction. I don't make it lightly. My prayer is that maybe it's way far in the future, but I have a feeling that this is unraveling as we speak. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for watching a little bit different Dark Dealings episode, and thank you for subscribing. If you like our content, please do subscribe, give us a like, and check the notification for future episodes. We are largely a paranormal investigative team. We love to tackle conspiracies, or we'll get into them in the future. We have a future Dogman episode occurring. We have a Bigfoot episode, and we have a boxing gym, a museum, plenty of paranormal investigations coming up. So stay with us. Don't be surprised if you see more of these types of videos where I can just speak to you and clarify what is my vision, what is my prophecy for the outcomes of the United States, and maybe we'll provide updates along the way. I think it's very fitting that this is a Dark Dealings episode. One, it deals with prophecy. Two, it may end up being the darkest of times for the United States. Be safe out there. Take care. Listen and learn from each other. Turn off your mainstream media. Start to do your own investigation from legitimate sources. Be willing to put family above political figures. Put loyalty or demonstrate loyalty to the ones who have earned it because they have spent day in and day out right next to you, rather than some idol who can be self-serving. And again, I speak to both sides. We have got to be more compassionate towards one another.
Perfect.